Hi guys, welcome back to NA Turbo. So apologies there hasn't been a video in a few weeks. It's been quite a sort of strange time at the moment. So obviously tinkering wise, we haven't had much chance to tinker because the weather has been atrocious, and when you've only got sort of one indoor dry place to actually work, it sort of cuts your tinkering time right down. The garage is actually being held up with the SD1 in it at the moment, so that's something we'll come to a little later on. So yeah, tinkering time between the weather being atrocious and various things has not been that great, but we will get back onto that very soon. As well, unfortunately, we've had somebody pass away in the family, so we've been sorting out things to do with that. So yeah, in the next coming weeks, we're hoping to get some more sort of tinkering videos on the different cars going again, because I know it's obviously a lot more interesting sometimes than these updates. But nevertheless, I thought I'd just run you through sort of where we are with each of the cars. So I thought I'd start with old Hannibal the Supra. So yeah, the last time we sort of did a video on this, I noticed a clunk from the sort of passenger side of the car every time you sort of braked, and the weight of the car went on it. We had a look at all the joints underneath. The joints and everything look in remarkably good condition to say, you know, they've probably not been changed in 20 plus years. The only thing we could actually see that was worn was the tie rod ends. So I ordered up a couple of those, which have come from Autodoc now. So again, hopefully now the weather's gonna, fingers crossed, improve a bit, we can sort of get those fitted, and hopefully it'll be sort of clunk free then. That's the only thing we could sort of find that had wear in it. It's quite strange because you would expect sort of bottom arms, potentially ball joints to cause that sort of clunk. But when we looked at those, the rubber's a tiny bit soft, but nothing you'd sort of write home about. So first instance, we noticed that the tie rod ends were worn, and it is causing a bit of wear on the tyres, so we're going to change those out and then see if the clunk's still there. If it is, it may be that those bottom arms, even though the rubber's in good condition, but it's slightly soft, maybe causing the clunk. So that's next. Rust issues, hopefully summertime, when I've got the panel ordered up from America, and I've decided to cough up the 500 odd pounds, 600 by the time it lands in the UK. But other than that, yeah, he's running fine. I'm going to take him out for a bit of a spin later on today because he hasn't been out for a while. If I pan round, we've also got the Tomcat. So recently Tomcat's sort of been sort of having a bit of a break. So Ryan's been using the Mondeo that's hiding behind there. So yeah, really all he did was change the exhaust. He did put a aftermarket exhaust on it that was custom made and cost quite a bit of money, but and it had baffles in it, but it was quite drony and loud, so he didn't like that. I don't mind drony and loud, as you'll probably see on the Hillbilly bodge that I've done on the Corrado exhaust. But yeah, brother doesn't like that, so it's gone back to a standard 216 GTI exhaust, because this has now got the twin cam Honda 1.6 out of the Rover 216 GTIs rather than the single cam 16 valve. So it's pushing out probably around 130 brake, somewhere around there. Yeah, so this is just doing its job. It's got its MOT coming up in the next month, so that'll be sorted. We don't envisage any problems. A mechanic friend of ours, again, because we don't have the time, he's going to do a bit of welding on it. As you can see, they always go a bit sort of crispy down here, the old Rovers. So he's just going to do a bit of welding and a bit of blowing with the paint. For that, brother did look at getting the paint sorted, because as you can see with this car, it's had various paint bodges in its life, if I can come around here without making you too sick. So the bonnet in particular suffered badly from people's prior bodgery, and then if we pan back to the spoiler, these always go on these cars as well, with sort of lacquer peel and then the sort of gel coat underneath. So there's an example, and sort of more if we pan around here. But yeah, we were quite shocked. We obviously know paint's not a cheap thing to do these days, but brother Ryan took it to some reputable firms, a couple firms close by, and the quotes ran from £9,000 to £13,000, which is beyond ridiculous. You know, he didn't want a showroom finish, he just wanted a good paint job. But that sort of money, especially for, you know, this car is a good car, but in good condition. You know, you're talking a couple of £1,000. So my brother was, you know, prepared to go up to four and a half in terms of paint for it. But yeah, sort of 9 to 13, no way. So I think the ultimate plan with this is it's going to be of a home job. Once we can get some of the other cars moved and a bit of free space in the garage. So yeah, it's going to have, it'll be sanded down and prepped, and then sort of a good paint job in the garage. We've got compressors and spray guns and things like that. So it won't be perfect, but it will be better than it is. But yeah, it just keeps plodding on and sort of carrying on with the miles. So if I then go to the Mondeo, so yeah, I've had this car, I forget how many months now, probably about, I think it was October we got it. So since October. So this is the 1.8 LX Mondeo. Wanted one, again, this is Ryan's car. We wanted one because we've never sort of had one in the family. It's been great. It's been doing a lot of the commuting miles recently for Ryan. I even took it on a work trip recently, and it was very good on there as well. The only thing that is possibly an issue with this car, and with a lot of Mark 1 Mondeos, is rust. Believe it or not, it's rusting worse than using the Tomcat through a winter. So yeah, people that say, you know, chat a lot of things about Rovers and BL cars rusting, other cars do as well. So yeah, it is sort of, it has got a lot worse. It's a sort of 2-owner car, I think, very well maintained mechanically, but sort of bodywork wise, you know, the guy obviously wasn't as particular under sort of the arches and things where the arch liners sit. So dirt's built up around there, and it rusts the wings from the inside out. So really, this car could do with a couple of new wings. The arch and the sill sections, I think, as we mentioned before, could do with doing. The sill section definitely more pronounced on the other side if we go and take a look round. We'd actually got a new bumper and everything to fit and spray up, because this one's had a bit of a ding in the past where somebody's had a trailer on it. But yeah, if we sort of go down here, you can sort of see how it's sort of coming and blowing out. We've actually got a whole new sill section for it from Germany to fit. The only problem with this car, and why it might not be on the fleet for so long, is that, yeah, it's a nice car, we like it, but we needed it because at the time we hadn't got a hatchback car, and we needed it for dump trips and things like that, which is very good for it. It's got a humongous boot. But yeah, probably caused a lot of consternation on the internet, but we're not really Ford people. It's a very good, very capable car, so we don't know. Its life sort of hangs in the balance at the moment. It does need a lot of welding, which we could sub out and get done somewhere else, but then you're talking in the thousands. But also, you know, it's kind of, we'd like something else, something different. We tried it, we liked it. It's very competent for what it is. So this may be departing soon from the fleet. We're not quite sure yet. But yeah, do stick by and see what its fate is with this, and we can do sort of a full-on video on it. So that's the Mondeo. Ignore the Astra part there. That's a non I don't know, what would you say? It's a car that's just sat here at the moment, we'll say that. It's our dad's, and it's, yeah, that's potentially going, but it's not part of the fleet. So yeah, it's my 94 Corrado VR6. So did a video on that recently. He's been back on the road, having passed his MOT. Still has electrical issues, which I'm hopefully, again, now the weather's getting better, going to get sorted. So it needs a new driver side window regulator putting in that I've got. It also needs the electrics looking at to figure out why the second stage fan speed is running constantly, and I'm hopefully looking to get a new used wiring loom, because this one's been spliced in so many times. That's probably what's causing a lot of the issues. So then we've got the Hillman. So yeah, 1965 Hillman Super Minx left-hand drive. Again, this is now MOT and tax exempt, and Ryan's been doing all the various bits on it and finishing it off. It's still got its axle seal that needs changing. If we pan around to this side, so you can see its wheels off at the moment, and it is supported underneath, so don't worry, it's not going anywhere. So yeah, 65 years of, or whatever it is, since 1965 is sitting on there. It's not wanting the axle seal to come off. The hubs to come off. It's broke 2 pullers so far, so yeah, we need to get a bit of mechanical force on that. Heat, cold, everything, and it's not budged. So yeah, that'll also be coming shortly again. But again, you pretty much just stop because of the weather that's been happening recently, and it's been so changeable. We'll head down the back and have a look at the Renault in a minute. The Renault 21, as you can see, the Rover's got its bonnet up as well, so that's being its usual SD1ness, but we'll have a look at little look at that as well. So yeah, I'll save you me walking, and join me back there in a second. Okay, so you join me round the back. So I saved you the walking. So on our little fleet walk around and round up, so we're at the Renault 21 now. So if you've been watching for a while, you know this is our Renault 21 GTX Special. So this one's actually came off the road probably before Christmas, because we found out after Festival of the Unexceptional last year, Ryan found out that there was a clunk from this side. And when he was doing some general maintenance work and looking for it anyway, we found out that the front subframe that the engine sits in and everything had been, shall we say, bodged by somebody who we're not sure of in previous ownership. But basically what it had done is it had rotted out, and they had tried to weld and fill in one of the bushes that went in the subframe that the engine connected to. So when you jacked it up and moved it around, you could see that welding and filler, surprisingly, the few tap welds that were on it had snapped, and the whole bush was moving, meaning your whole engine was moving. And yeah, if you'd have carried on driving like that, you know, you could have been potentially losing your engine out the bottom of the car, which is, so a lot of people would think, undesirable. So Ryan's got another subframe, managed to find a great old scrapyard down in Lincolnshire way, which was suggested by, I forget the guy's name now, but by one of the guys on Hubnut live chat. So huge thanks to him, because these are obviously quite rare cars, and this is the 1.7, and it has to be a subframe from a 1.7 because of the way the engines were. The 2 litres were a different way round under the bonnet than the 1.7s. Why? Because French. So yeah, so Ryan's got one of those. Even that needed some work, so he's doing that work to it at the moment. So the next plan for this is to get all the front end off it. We're actually going to lift the engine out, because that's the easier option to get to, and replace the subframe. And then we'll drop the subframe in. It's had all new bushes now. That one's been repaired properly. And it'll just have a few bits of tickling and welding sort of on the strut towers at the top. And then yeah, this should be ready for an MOT then. So this will be the 21 back on the road. So otherwise, you know, sort of outside, obviously, apart from a bit of ruined paintwork, which we like on our cars, you know, it's in quite good condition really. You're probably just getting a load of shadows from there, but we'll have a proper look around again in another video. But as you can see, special GTS with special wheel trims. So yeah, so the 21's next in the line for its work, because this is sort of minor work compared to what the likes of Hannibal the Supra needs. And yeah, we go to our old friend, the SD1 V8. So in its long saga, this has been fully restored, nut and bolted down. But yeah, it's trying its very hardest not to go back on the road. As of today, it's actually MOT and tax exempt. So there was an issue where it would start and run until it got hot, then it would cut out. It was almost like a fuel starvation issue. Now these cars, I've said on a previous video, had a sort of mechanical system where it was linked through to oil pressure. So basically what it would do is if this circuit detected that the oil pressure would go, it would cut off the fuel, so the car essentially came to a stop, in essence saving the engine. These circuits were notoriously bad even from new, and as it turned out, that's what happened with this one. It had failed. Nothing wrong with the engine, just the circuit failed. So the sort of mod for this is to bypass it, which Ryan and his friend Richard did the other weekend. So that's done. At the same time, they noticed that, I think this is about the third fuel pump it was on, it had gone funny and it wasn't pumping enough fuel. So he's got another fuel pump that's been fitted today. But as of today, for somewhere between here, where the Renault is, where the car was last weekend, and here, where the Rover is now in the garage, it's decided to lose all spark. So yeah, Ryan's scratching his head a bit on that one, and he's going to do some more research. But this tends to be a theme with this car. You know, it's trying its hardest not to go back on the road, but we love it and want it to come back on the road. So it's persevering, but a lot of swearing and money thrown at it by my brother. But it will get there. So we're determined it is going to get back on the road, and it will drive regardless of what it wants to do, because it is such a nice car ultimately, and a lot of work and time has gone into it, not to mention money. So yeah, so that's where the Rover is at the moment. So that's just, yeah, our little fleet of updates. So like I say, hopefully I will have some more tinkering and stuff soon. I'm looking into things like getting a head cam, so when I'm doing my tinkering bits, the limited bits that I can do under the cars, you'll be able to sort of come with me on the journey, and things like that. But yeah, as I said, these sort of last few weeks have been quite a roller coaster. So do join us again, hopefully very shortly, when we'll have some more proper videos on the cars and more tinkering. But in the meantime, do like and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon. Stay safe, everybody.